Look at Becky looking majestic.
Carrying that title for the first time. As she thinks she is the greatest wrestler of all time. How dare she? How dare she goes into the minor league and get that title? There's no reason to do that. You just beat Trish
Charlotte
Stratus
did
in
it
the
first. If it's okay for the Queen, why isn't it okay for Becky Lynch?
Yeah, that's true. You know, Bayley's the only one to win this title legitly on the main when she was in the minor league. She never went back. We can't go back to the minor leagues and do this. This isn't fair. This isn't right.
Yeah,
Going
but you know
back to
what's
bury
even
younger
worse?
talent.
It was even worse. Charlotte wasted the Royal Rumble to go back. Remember that? Charlotte wasted the Royal Rumble win to go back to challenge Rhea Ripley for that title.
For a title she already won. Well, Rhea went like a recruiter though. Was like, I just booked myself to WrestleMania. That's what Rhea did.
Yeah, and
Rhea
you know
did
what?
smart. Stratton didn't do this. Stratton was just showing up to shows. Just looking.
And
going,
you know what? WWE doesn't even reference Charlotte's other NXT title. She's like, there were like 13 world titles. Doesn't even reference that world title, that NXT title.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count under anybody's radar. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting that Rhea lost her title that way. She brought her Vegeta gear that year. It was nobody in attendance.
Well, there was one fan in attendance. The big one.
The big fan above the ceiling.
He was a super fan.
Man was putting in work.
So how are you doing today, Marcus? I'm Lord Manny Hayes. I'm that guy.
I want to say I'm here, I'm present, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Oh, I don't know. I just feel like doing that.
Thank you, Trish.
We haven't said it in a minute, Betty. We haven't thanked Trish in probably a week.
She disappeared.
Of course she disappeared. She died in the cage match. It's over.
You know, just when we needed her most, like the Avatar, he disappeared.
Nia Jax's back, so she was like, deuces.
Everyone dips when Nia Jax came. That's why Becky Lynch is in NXT.
My nose can't take anymore. Shit. Nia Jax come back and the world go crazy. Everybody dipped. Even the people in Cincinnati was like, no more wrestling for me. I'm not trying to get hurt while Nia's on the prowl.
Aaron Rodgers hurt himself just to get out of Nia Jax.
Nia's back. You see Nia Jax, you yell it like Godzilla. Nia Jax! Godzilla! Or Superfly for the Ninja Turtles.
The big news coming out of AEW Dynamite was that Jade Cargil is allegedly WWE bound, with the contract apparently being up as near as this week.
What the fuck? Like, she just returned on Collision, and it was like, oh, it's Jade. She's back. She decided to come back here. And then
I thought Tony is wrong for trying not to keep her.
Do you think there was no attempt to try to keep her?
I mean, what was WWE offering that he couldn't match?
Fame, Manny. Fame. That's all I think she cares about.
Yeah, but like if you actually go back to when TBS or what's the other channel? TNT. When they did that whole their whole preview of fall and all that stuff about stuff upcoming, when they had the sports, Jade Cargill was on the front of that.
Yeah, because she looks like a megastar.
Because she is everything. I put her on the front of everything, and then I'd pay her what she needs, whatever she needs.
I don't know if I'm paying her whatever she needs. I don't know what her asking price was.
Well,
she like Betty. Yeah, like if I had a choice between her or Mercedes, I'm signing Mercedes. It's not, I'm not trying to compare my black women here, but I'm talking about signing in general. I'm saving my money for MJF, and whoever else come out. You take Jade?
I take my chances on Jade. I
just feel like she's I won't say relatively older. She looks like a star. Her in-ring work needs a lot of work. Her promos are good, but I'm not paying the top dollar. And I don't think there was a money issue here. I don't think it was a money issue.
I don't think I'd pay a top dollar, but I think do you know when you talk about how look what Bianca Belair is just doing for community and like for little girls everywhere. You add Jade, who looks like an action figure already, and built like a star.
Yep.
I think there's a pull there. It's like, you know what? I will take that because Jade Cargil is also a mother, so she knows how to deal with children and that type of fan base. And that is what WWE is. It's built for children and creepy old men.
Yeah, and Jade looks like a black Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
She looks like a black Charlotte Flair, basically. And
but she's
it
bigger.
Would be a nice
built bigger.
Yeah.
She's built bigger. She's strong. She's chunky.
She's athletic.
She's very athletic. She's kind. I would liken her to what was missing from Naomi.
Yeah, and she has the look of like basically a Bianca or something, but she has the mic ability that's probably far superior than Bianca. Like her charisma is just off the charts. But
they're opposites. So like Bianca, you've got the athleticism with the wrestling.
Yeah.
But she does outside of her baby faceness, she couldn't do what Jade Cargill can do on the microphone.
Yeah.
Whereas Jade obviously still green, but like again, if she stayed in she had a WWE tryout. There was images floating about of that. If she actually stayed in the PC and took WWE as an option, I think she'd be probably on the same levels as like Tiffany Stratton in terms of like what they can do in the ring. Because they're probably about the same amount of time in. They're like both like 2 years in.
Or she could be another Last Legend, Manny.
She could, but she could. So maybe it was the right choice to go to AEW
Who knows?
First, and then build a rep that you don't become a Lash Legend that's a flash in the pan. But now she's getting a chance in the metaphor, but they're not wrestling.
No. They're a tag team, but one, Lash does all the wrestling when they tag team, and two, they don't do it much. They're mostly on level up. I think that, if I was AEW, I wouldn't have brought her back to get this loss. I don't know why they brought her back for this little bit if she's going to just leave. I'm sure they know her intentions. Yeah. I'm sure they know her intentions. I guess she's going to lose the way out. I guess Statlander had to get a real victory over her. This is spoilers for the show that nobody watches Rampage anyway. But I still wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have brought her back. I was like, okay, she's gone. And it seemed like Jade's big issue was that she wanted to be famous. And I think that she felt like she was walking. And I think the main tipping point was she was looking around AEW and she was seeing the dwindling attendance. She wasn't on the All In show or whatever. Maybe because of contract. Who knows? I don't know her delay or whatever. And she doesn't see any growth there. And, as she posted on her Twitter, AEW didn't make her a star. And I think that's why she would go to WWE is just try to get that bigger audience, quote unquote.
So I'm not going to believe anything till it happens. Because like there was an interview a couple days ago where she was very she praised Tony Khan. And like how she can contact Tony whenever and he'll respond and all that stuff. But so like, is this just her playing off both sides or whatnot? You don't know. But before we move into the recaps, what would you do with her if she was going into WWE? Do you put her on the main roster straight away, or do you put her into NXT?
I probably would go NXT route, just because I start the NXT route. I mean, and you can sell her on that. We put everybody in NXT first, to be honest. We had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who were already established on the Indies. We put them on NXT first. The only person that escaped NXT is literally like AJ Styles, who they brought in for like a first time. It was like, you're going straight to the main roster.
Yeah.
So you're a seller on that, and she will be a draw for NXT. And you can point to look what Becky and Stratton did in the main event this week, with numbers wise, and be like, that could be you, that could be you, and we can build the whole show around you. And we'll put, all these younger talents, you just beat the shit out of them. Goldberg string style, same thing you did in AEW. Bigger scale. We'll call you up around WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. And then, you project that plan. I'll push all that plan on her. I'll tell you, you'll be the highest paid person, probably more than Dragon Lee.
You know what I'm doing?
Wait.
First night beats Becky, NXT Women's Champion. That puts her on the map. That increases the star power that she may already have. Because I guarantee there's a few wrestling fans watch NXT. Not many casuals, so you'll know who Jade Cargil is. It just adds to the legacy that she's trying to build. And then she has a few matches to get off the ring roster and improve in the ring. Then move her straight to the main roster.
Yep.
Because I think if you're giving Bianca time off, you could move her to the main roster and have her with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Yeah. How cool would that be?
That would be cool, but
I know we're putting all the black people together, but isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want? Like a dominant black faction, for history purposes.
Unity.
How cool would that be? We ain't seen that since the Nation Domination when they really were in their prime.
Think about it. They were not that dominant. They weren't main events.
They weren't that dominant.
They were mid cards.
Yeah, but you got Bobby, who is mid card, top mid card. You got the Street Profits, who are very charismatic. We don't know what
burned into the WWE. They're burned into the zeitgeist of the WWE. The Street Profits are a tag team, but they're in line with the New Day, as in they are. I'm not trying to compare black people. That's just a spot I guess they have people. As in the fabric of WWE is the Street Profits at this point. As in Montez Bianca does the stock exchange show or whatever for TKO. And it's this is something really good to put out there.
Yeah, and it'd be, she's going to end up being the face of WWE as well. She's going to be in that Bianca spot where she's everywhere, promoting all whatever, C4 and all that stuff for WWE.
Yeah,
Cricket Wireless.
Yeah, and Charlotte needs a replacement, and I think Jade could fill that slot of the top heel or quote unquote the baddest bitch in the yard or whatever. Yeah. That fits that. And then Rhea needs an opponent. It'd be a nice matchup to see her and Rhea. Just the visual of that.
Rhea's busy.
But
she has to survive.
She has to survive that. But I'm just saying, the visual look of those two, larger than life women staring at each other with their physiques and everything, it would just be that's good. What you call them? That's good TV right there.
So we rambled long enough. Time to get
into
some. So it kicks off with Jon Moxley versus Big Bill for the. I don't know if this was for the international title or not. Mox wins by
just for the belt.
Out Big Bill. Danielson comes out during the match, take care of Ricky Starks, and then at the end of the match, it ended with Claudio and Danielson giving the business. Danielson later in the night challenges Ricky Starks and Big Bill for a match at a Collision. Eddie and Claudio have a stare down, which prevented Claudio from talking, so that's a good thing.
No, I think, did he talk? Did he get a few words out?
He started to. He got 2 words out, and then Ray Phoenix came and shot. And was I'm gonna fucking beat you.
I'm gonna fucking beat you. So, in all of this jumbled up together, Maddie, my main takeaway is Mox bled. We're still doing that. He's doing the Orange Cassidy business of defending the international title at the opening show. I like Big Bill. Yeah. I feel like Big Bill brought it this week. But I do feel like they do this one thing that kind of annoys me. They have their big match, and then they go back to it again. It's weird. It's weird. Like we're doing strap match with Ricky and Bryan Danielson, but now we're going back to have a regular match or whatever they're going to do.
They're very backwards in AEW sometimes.
Like we do blood and guts, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know what the big match is? Regular tag." And I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. Like I always feel like we're going backwards. Like we should have did the regular match first, and then be like, "You know what? Let's go with the strap." But then again, the original Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson was hindered because that was supposed to be Phil, and he choked Jungle Boy, and history is made.
But you know when they went backstage to interview them, I see Mox just like, "I'm go see a doctor, Mox. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
During an interview segment.
This is the first time I saw Mox be like a little lost for words. He was like, "I'm fucking bleeding, man."
I would just go see a doctor, Mox. You didn't need to be here.
Yeah. And then I guess the Blackpool Combat Club are now faces.
No, I don't know what
or they heels.
I don't know
because
what they are.
Because Red Things still want revenge for them killing him.
Yeah, and then Claudio came out there like he ain't the bad guy in the Eddie Kingston feud.
Yeah.
Like
no, you are the bad guy.
It's like in some situations they are faces, in some situations they aren't. It just doesn't make sense.
So on one side, you got Bryan Danielson standing up for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and they're going out there and stopping Ricky Starks and doing this. And then on the other side, you got Mox trying to cut somebody's throat with glass in the back as they attack and Ray Phoenix and Penta and stuff.
Yeah, it generally doesn't.
And you got Eddie telling, "Look at your husband, Renee. Look at your husband. Look what he's doing."
Do you know ever since that, I can't see Renee in the same light ever again. She's a bitch. Every time I look at her, you bitch.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like that's your husband. You act like you didn't talk about his assault. The thing, like, yeah, we really got Ray Phoenix good last week, so he can't go to All In.
Marcus, look. I'm gonna go. Look at everything John Moxley has done, and then Renee's all there like roses and rose petals and whatever. When you look at the damage the Bloodline have done, and then Jay walking into the Raw locker room, everybody hates him. Everybody for what him and Roman have done. So
all right,
Renee,
man, who's the worst?
Renee deserves it.
Yeah, who's the worst guilty by association? Is it Renee Burkett for being associated with Mox and his dirty deeds, or is it oh my god, blanking out who else gonna say? Is it Darby Allin and AR Fox and Nick Wayne situation? Who's worse? I still feel it's Darby, to be honest.
No, I think it's Renee. Darby has offered
forgiveness.
Darby's offered forgiveness. He owes Nick Wayne nothing.
You're a child.
Marcus, like, imagine he's gone back. He's gone way back with AR Fox. AR Fox gave him a home and taught him how to wrestle, which is his livelihood now. So therefore, how do you tell if there's an opportunity to make amends, you make amends?
Well, wait a minute, man. On that note, yes, AR Fox gave Darby an opportunity and a job, but he wouldn't have that opportunity and job if Nick Wayne's dad didn't train Darby Allin, and they kind of grew up together. This is bullshit. This man put a knife to my neck.
I'm just saying. Renee goes home with this man after he's done this bullshit. Marcus.
That's true. Yes,
they go into a car with their child and act like everything's normal, Marcus. That is more guilty by association if there is anything.
Yeah. When you put the child involved, man, that guy's gonna be fucked up. That kid's gonna be in school. And then he suplexed this other kid on glass. Where did he get that from? I don't know. Why would he do that? The kid's always bleeding after PE. Going on in that household.
Don Callis comes out. He says, when you beat Kenny Omega set twice in 7 days, they don't call you the ace, they call you the alpha. He is a real alpha, not a fake one like Chris Jericho was. They reveal via painting who their next target is. It's Kota Ibushi. I kind of wish they did video package.
I enjoyed the painting of Ibushi on his knees and Takeshita with the stab in the back and the Don Callis pokey. But just to see it ruined with a screwdriver a second later, I was really upset. But I like the Takeshita's being known as the alpha. He is that's a pretty good, super villain name. I know Jericho was doing that back when he was feuding with him in Japan or whatnot, but I support it. Nothing too much came of the segment. As kid, no one came out or nothing. It's like we're done.
Yeah, their plan is to butcher and skin and burn Ibushi, while Kenny watches at home like a pathetic cuck that he is.
Don't know about anybody get called a cuck on a wrestling show before, but that was hilarious.
I think I have. I can't remember who got called it, but I think I've heard it. It definitely had to be AEW because WWE wouldn't allow that type of language on the show.
Like, cuck. I would, and I also have a question for Don Callis' fan. We all know Bushi's dead. We've seen him wrestle twice in AEW. The man is not who he used to be. He's already dead.
Tony Storm versus Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose versus Britt Baker. Tony Storm. Go on.
You can't just say those names. You have to do it right. If they're in the same match, you have to do it. So I want you to redo that whole introduction.
And let me get into character. I have a penis. I have a penis. I have a penis. Tony Storm versus Hikaru. What?
You always have a penis. How does it get into character? Is that what you tell your significant other before you get ready in the mood? Hold on. Honey, I'm not in the mood. Let me get in the mood. I have a penis. I have a penis. I have a penis.
So you got Tony Storm, versus Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida. You can't make me do that every time she's in a match.
Only when she's involved with Nyla Rose, I'm gonna make you, baby. That was the only reason I'm making you do this, because they're in the same match. So she can see how Shida. Get back.
Tony Storm wins the match, rolling up Britt Baker. What's more funny though is watching Shida choke out Britt Baker after the match.
Yeah,
they just cut back and Shida's like,
yeah, like why? And I'm trying to say, Shida's upset because Britt cost her the match. They were wrestling and they paid her forward. Of course she's gonna hit her.
I just can't believe Britt Baker, of all people, loses to a roll up.
Well,
she's the OP of that women's division.
Yeah, Shida is too. I think all of them except for Tony. Tony is the only one. It's like the only new person in this match. Otherwise, we've got the same three women wrestling for the last 4 years. Only thing missing was Riho.
And then,
but Saraya. Oh, go ahead. I'm sure you go into whatever's next.
Saraya says Tony Storm lost everything to her championship, friends, lost the top spot as well as her mind, and then she's gonna win next week at the Arthur Ashe. So, what were you gonna say, Marcus?
It was about this, and then go ahead. Saraya, since winning that title, has not made a single. I think she's made one appearance to the ring since she won that title, and all it was almost a month ago. It's what the
go protect that neck, Marcus. Go protect that neck.
She's not working. She went full MJF Roman route with the title. Nope, not doing anything.
I mean, did they really showcase any women's champion since Shida? Shida was out there wrestling for her life. when back in the pandemic days. Where's everyone else? Like everyone else was like barely there, barely wrestled.
Yeah, and for the love of God, AEW, can we get some new women? I mean this. New women in the title picture. We've had the same 3 women in this title picture for 4 years. Yes, Saraya and Tony Storm are relatively new within the last year or two. But it's like everybody else. Who?
AEW need to get rid of, and ROH need to get rid of those stupid Renegade twins. They are trash. They are absolute garbage. Both of them. You know when you look at one person, you go, that guy is a horrible person, and then you see another one walk past, like, oh!
In a second, they cloned that horrible person. But with that, I don't even think they're signed, right? The Renegade twins, they're more. They just work. Are they in Ring of Honor? I see them everywhere. In NWA, I see them everywhere.
Oh, then they're terrible everywhere.
But yeah, get some new women. I know Sky Blue has been doing some jobs, but Willow Nightingale would have been nice in this match.
They've got Willow, they've got Billy Starks on the roster that's capable of wrestling. They've got Sky Blue who's serviceable.
Julia Hart. I don't know if she wrestles.
She don't wrestle anymore. I think Julia Hart's given up wrestling. She's all brooding. She just broods and steals stuff. She's a thief. She's a magpie. She just steals shiny objects.
Yeah. But I'm saying, feature other women. I mean, they have Tyra Valkyrie. And
do they? Where has she been?
Huh?
Where's Tyra Valkyrie been?
Rampage, I think.
Jesus.
But let's get some new women in here. Or, Riho, I know she takes 6 months off after every 3 matches. I mean, bring her in. Bring some life in this division. It's dead. It's dead.
Yeah.
The women are dead.
Give me more Emi Sakura.
Yeah. She was a breath of fresh air. Where's the magic girl? Whatever happened to her?
Oh, what's it? Yuka
Sakazaki.
Yeah. She was good. I don't know why they don't use her.
They don't use a lot. I feel like they're not using a lot of people. I'm tired of seeing Britt. I'm tired of seeing it. Where's Jamie Hayter coming back?
I'm tired of seeing. Do you know who else I'm tired of seeing? I'm tired of seeing Ruby Soho. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I've lost all faith. I never wanted to see her again after that time she put her hand in the car door.
That might be that's
when she peaked. I never want to see you again.
I think that's what I kind of saw it on it too, to be honest. Yeah. It's on car door.
We got Jericho, Sammy Guevara. Sammy said, I've cut out all the bullshit. Them loving each other, all that stuff. Sammy says, without Chris Jericho, there'd be no AEW, but he didn't come to AEW to be his sidekick. He came to be the man, be a world champion, but he knows that isn't going to happen if he remains at Chris Jericho's shadow. That's why he needs to beat him. Jericho says everything he says is true, but Sammy wasn't brought in to be a sidekick. He was brought in to be a main event player and a money-making draw. He's getting closer every week, and that's why he told him and Garcia months ago that they got to do it outside the Chris Jericho influence. He goes on to say that Sammy has to be at his best to beat him next week, and he doesn't think he's ready to beat him. Sammy gets upset that Jericho doesn't respect him like he does. Jericho says that's why Sammy is That's why Sammy the man is going to beat him. I didn't believe that. Sammy ain't no man.
He's not a man.
And then this is the thing that bothered me more. You're trying to prove that you're a main event player and that you want to be a world heavyweight champion. So he said that's when he beats him, he's going to earn his respect. They're going to shake hands and hug. And then we're going to go win some tag team titles.
This is a contradiction of your dream. I want to be a world champion. But let's get those tag team titles. Let's make that real money first.
Idiot.
Out of here. I'm tired of this Lovey Fest. They had their video package. You know, them falling in love with each other and all that, and the on again, off again relationship. It is what it is. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this one way or the other. Like, I can care less, to be honest. It's been going on too long.
Yeah, and then we get the MJF medical update. He isn't cleared to travel next week. Do you need to be cleared to get in a car?
No. If you need to clear to fly in a plane, otherwise you can get blood clots. So that's science.
You can drive. You can drive to.
Does MJF look like he wants to drive? Does he want to drive to Cincinnati? No.
Yeah, he had the week off at Cincinnati. That was from last week.
Yeah. He didn't want to show up to this week. That was what the week was. You don't have to go to Dynamite next week in Cincinnati. And he was like, cool. Shit. Fuck it.
He says Roddy is a manipulative and a third wheel. And just to shake it off, you bland bitch. He tells Joe that he's going to choke him out. And then he does MJF math. Now, do you want to have a go at the promo?
No, because I know the Steiner math, and then he added a little bit of his own, the modern MJF, and that it's no, I don't. But Manny, I'm sure you have it all written down.
I have it written down. Do you want me to recite it?
Go ahead. For the last time I want someone to do Steiner math. This should be the end of it, though.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you get a 25% chance at best to beat me. Then you add my boy Carl watching my back to the mix. Your chances of winning drastically go down. See, at our match at Grand Slam, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. And I've got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning. Because everyone in New York knows you can't beat me. So Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and the third chance, minus the 25% chance that you've got at an 8 and a third chance of winning at Grand Slam. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, since we're wrestling in my home state of New York, and you add a 66 and a 2/3% chance. I've got a 141 and 2/3% chance of winning at Grand Slam. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at the offer.
Woo! Good job, Manny. That's another Steiner Man promo going through the years. Always happy to see it, but you know what? Never again. That should be the last one. For at least
it was against Joe.
Yeah. That's what makes this one work. That's why this one gets a pass. Excuse me. The only reason this gets a pass because one of the members of that original promo was involved, and it's fat ass Samoa Joe. And that's the way I know him. And the TNA from Scott Steiner. It's fat ass Samoa Joe. And if Braun Breaker were to use it, he gets a pass too. But anybody else, I don't want to hear about no Steiner or MJF or math like this.
So we move into Brian Cage versus Hangman Adam Page. Page had Cage measured up for the buckshot lariat, but Swerve's music hit, and then we just get Nana hitting the. At this point, I'm just here for Prince Nana dancing.
Yeah. That's the most important. Fuck this guy's great Bishanky, Manny.
Who made a return at Superstar Showdown, and we never seen again.
And let me tell you this, that's racist.
What?
You can't just use Shanky because they're in India and never use them again. And you can't just use Veer and Sangha before they debut on Monday Night Raw for the 30th time. It's ridiculous.
Do you know what? Do you know what's more crazy about this, Marcus? Shanky hasn't been seen on TV for at least a year.
Yeah.
It feels like. He got a title match at Superstar Showdown against Gunther.
Disgrace. Gunther, you're going to add that to you. Gunther needs to delete that from the record.
Despite distraction, Cage still wasn't able to get a win. As the match continues, Hangman hits the Deadeye for the win.
Can I pause you for a minute?
Yeah.
My favorite thing is that they show Brian Cage's debut from 2021, I think it was, or 2020, whatever it was. And I looked at it, they show clips of him and Hangman, this beef they've had for over this time. And I look at Brian Cage, I look back at that, I look at Brian Cage again, and I go like, for 2 years, you ain't did shit. Nothing been accomplished at all. You barely existed in this company for 2 years.
I wasn't going to say anything, but now that you have, this was billed as Brian Cage versus Hangman 3. It was the 3. So they showed obviously the times they fought against. If you're going to say that he hasn't done anything for like 2 years, both of these two have fell off since the last time they've wrestled.
Yeah. I mean, Hangman at one point was a world champion. They're bringing up the tag team title run and world champion run, but he ain't really did shit. He's just been drinking, standing outside of buildings, claiming his hospitals, hanging around the Dark Order. This shit, and it's hard for me not to side with Swerve on everything he's saying about him. By the way, Swerve takes another shot at the kids.
Yeah, he did, and I laughed so hard. And then he said that they'll fight at Wrestle Dream, which is already starting to look like it might be a good card.
Yeah.
He said the Mogul Embassy will soften him up, but then the Young Bucks make the save, and then also Super Kicker, Dancing Prince Nana. How dare they?
Yeah. How dare they? I guess Swerve's guys, the other guys in the Mogul Embassy, that tag team, who, those savages, I don't honestly know their names anymore because they rarely show up on TV.
Do you know what? If anything, I would expect you to know who they were.
I know who they are, but I can't remember right now, okay?
So Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ang versus Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne win. Christian's already come out. He tells Nick Wayne he's scrolling through his mom's Instagram account, and she doesn't post enough bikini pics, but he sent in a request. And he's still mad that people are talking about their win. I don't know who's talking about their win at All In.
No, I don't even think about that. I forgot they were on the card.
Yeah, so they're going to do it again, but because he didn't have his regular partner of Luchasaurus, who he's now calling the most complete big man in the game. Which I don't believe.
Dominance and, everything else complete. He has a ground game. I haven't seen the Luchasaurus ground game yet. So you can't sell me on being the most complete big man in the game. You don't have a ground game.
His roundhouses are the slowest in the game.
It is one of the slowest, but it does complete out martial artists, Manny.
Then we get the main event with Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe. Adam earlier in the night tries to stop Roderick from going through with the match, saying Joe will break his neck this time around. Joe chokes him out and then warns MJF that he's going to beat him and take everything he has. Everything. But then the funniest thing was Roderick Strong standing up. But then he sees Adam Cole and he just drops to the ground.
Yeah, I know what?
Yeah, Adam!
I can't see you! I can't see Adam!
I'm here! I can't see you!
I can't see you! So I was so confused by this ending. So Joe wins the match. Adam Cole it comes out for no reason really. Roderick Strong, I guess, tweaks his neck and falls down for no reason. The EMTs come out to check on him, even though we all see it out. Yeah, we see him. Yeah, he gets stretched out. Only for Joe to choke out little Adam Cole on the stage. Now, Manny, I asked you, did they plan this? Like, we just had this match, and it was like Joe and Roddy Strong had a civil moment in the back. Either win or lose, we setting up Adam Cole at the end of this, right?
So what I've learned from the Elephant on WrestleQuest is Marcus, you've always got to have a contingency plan. And this was it. Joe said he needs to take everything away from MJF. So what did Roddy do? He distracted his boyfriend, Adam Cole, and as Adam Cole is getting scolded by Matt Taven and
he's scolded by Matt Taven. I'm not taking that shit, man. I'm fighting. Okay, I'm not taking that shit.
And then Joe just comes out and chokes him out. I think that is a clever ruse. If Roddy was able to come up with that, but what I firmly believe is Joe just took advantage of a situation.
Okay, that's you want to do, because Dynamite was ending weird. If Roddy Strong gets stretched off, Joe didn't choke him out. It's gonna be a weird ending. Also, did the right person win this match? Do you feel Joe should have won, or would you have won with Roddy?
I think I thought it might have been better, like what you said. I think maybe last week, where it was better that Roddy wins to face him after Arthur Ashe, and then Joe faces MJF at Wrestle Dream. It just seems like a more compelling story.
Yeah, that's the route I would have went, and then I would have also, I would have Vince McMahon the shit out of this. I would have Vince McMahon shit. I would have had Roddy win, and then I would have said Tony Khan, for a purpose of entertainment, is making Adam Cole special guest referee for their match, the Usher Ash. And Adam has to pick and choose who he wants to win.
That'd be good.
His bestie is old bestie. And then Adam's calling it down a minute, but both men are suggesting that Adam is cheating the other. I'm just saying.
And then obviously, like, do you know the ref bump at All In when they decided they're going to take cheap shots and like make the ref think that the ref, the hijinks that happened after that ref bump, and then MJF decides just to put his head inside the chair and then lay on the ground. I think that was one of the funniest things I saw. But like, you could add that hijinks and then see who lures Adam Cole into making the. I think that's a very good idea that they should lean into.
They should have did and make them choose. And it's just like, I don't know. And, you have all that. It just adds more drama to their story. It has the comedy aspects of it. Like, I feel like that would have worked perfect in this scenario. But yeah, I guess we're going to hotshot this Joe thing. Joe and MJF deserve more. I'm just saying that feud deserve more. The show is enough for the storyline. I'm not your kid anymore or all that. It just deserves more time. And
I don't know, like the way that was built last week, it feels like it's just a blow off match.
Yeah,
they could go deeper, they could go further with it. Like, you could throw in the roadblock of Adam Cole. It's actually, do you know what? It should be Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe next week, and then Joe starts the warpath of taking things away from MJF. So MJF's completely alone, and he has to do it at Wrestle Dream. I think that works better.
Hell, I would even push this feud to Full Gear, man. Samoa Joe is from California. You can say I have the whole town advantage and all that. You had it in New York.
How long's Full Gear? How many weeks have we got till Full Gear?
That's not November. It's months, man. It's months.
That's months. I don't think AEW's got the capability of keeping a story.
Yeah, but I would have saved all this. I'm just saying, retroactively, I would have saved all this to make sure I get this in Full Gear. If you get Samoa Joe in California fighting for a title in his hometown, basically his hometown, but he fights for the title here, and he can also argue, at Grand Slam, you had the home court advantage. Now it's me in Los Angeles. I have now the home court advantage. I think we got a better story there, but that's me. That's me retro booking this whole storyline. But I also want to retro book and have MJF and Roddy Strong in the Kingdom team up together and jump Adam Cole. I also have that. I have it always. The story can go in any different way, and I'll be satisfied if MJF joins up with Roddy or if Adam Cole joins up with Roddy. I'll be okay with that.
I don't think MJF needs a Roddy. Who needs a little bitch like that?
It's just game is evil. He is the devil, Manny. He is the devil. It's all mind games. It's the fuck with Adam Cole.
NXT kicked off with Wesley versus Ilya Dragunov. Really good match. I mean, every time I see Dragunov hit that H-bomb, I feel like the person's dead. I genuinely you don't like. You need to be 2 weeks off. You can't be on TV next week, and you can't be in other scenes throughout the rest of the show. If he hit you at the beginning of the show, I don't want to see you for 2 weeks.
Well, man, he hit him at the beginning of the show, made the man retire. That's all. Like, I'm done. I don't want any more of this. This is a different feel. It's been a really good match and a really hot way to start NXT. Again, when I tell you Dragunov is one of the best in the world, he is. The man don't miss. I know Melo goes out and say he don't miss, but Dragunov fucking beats your ass and makes you remember every single attack he has.
Yeah, but where are you putting this conversation? Like, if you were to do Marcus's PWI top 10, does he go in the top 10 in the world right now?
I can't do it.
Men and
so
women.
The reason I'm not putting him in my top 10, even though I think he's one of the best in the world, and this may be a silly thing to do to leave somebody off the list, but I want to say a lack of a large audience.
Yeah, no, but that's fair.
Hurt him.
It hurts. Fair.
It hurts.
It's fair because not many people would see this. It's like when Dave Meltzer puts Japanese wrestlers on the top 10. I wouldn't have seen it, so I would dispute it. But obviously, if I was to watch that consistently, I'd probably go, you know what? They probably deserve to be there.
Yeah. It's like, when the Academy Awards come out movies and you be like, I haven't seen any of these fucking movies or something, right? And they still give them the award, but I feel like I'm different. If no one's seen this shit, it ain't worth my time. No one cared.
Yeah.
How do you win Best Picture if no one cared?
But that's the thing. Do you know when people were hyping up Parasite, the movie, and it was getting awards and stuff? That film didn't even look anything appealing to me to watch.
Have you never seen Parasite?
No.
It's so good. You should watch Parasite, Manny. You should watch Parasite. It deserves the award.
No, it didn't look appealing. No, it didn't look appealing to me.
I give you the premise. I give you the premise. You know the premise?
No.
The premise is simple. It's people trying to give people a job, a family, a con artist trying to invade this rich house. And they do successfully. And then shit goes wrong. There's a twist and everything else.
See, I don't think that's going to even come close to my favorite pettiest film of the year. And
that's not petty. This isn't even petty.
No, the thing is, it doesn't come close to my favorite film of the year because it was built on Oppenheimer. And that better get awards. Wesley did say he was done.
I want the award to come down to Barbie and Oppenheimer at the Academy Award. Like the feud continues to go. I mean, we need the book the entertainment industry. I don't care what's legit or not. Oppenheimer versus Barbie for the Academy Award. I don't know how we do this in tournament brackets, but we do it. Somehow Barbenheimer beat out Mario Brothers and Ninja Turtles or Across the Spider-Verse. Animated movies. I thought about that.
Yeah. So as Wesley says he's done, immediately a fight breaks out between Gigi and Blair Davenport. Just transition by Wes, get the fuck out of here. We're gonna fight.
So this segment, Wes kissing his lady and going to his car, and you hear a fight break out. Manny, I don't know about you. Even though I just quit my job and I'm emotionally distraught and I might back in, I gotta go. Oh shit! I gotta see what's going on. I'm not just gonna walk away from that.
I'm not a big fan of Wes quitting. I'm not a big fan. It's the time. It is. I believe he's our age, but like this is the problem with people of our age. We will just quit things when things get a little bit tough.
And I quit. But did we have a quitting angle? Did somebody just quit? I feel like somebody just quit.
Cora Jade.
Yeah, Corey Jade just quit. So they both can't quit. I'm just saying. Also,
and Jey Uso. Jey Uso did it.
Yeah, Jey Uso just quit. That was the one. It wasn't Corey Jade. Honestly, I forgot about Corey Jade's existence. It was Jey Uso who just walked away and quit. I cannot have Wesley quit. We can't have all these quitters. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
all these quitters.
Just, and then we get a Von Wagner update. Von Wagner was diagnosed with a minor skull fracture, and they're monitoring the situation given all his head trauma in the past. Baron Corbin comes out. He goes through the whole Wagner as a human being and shit. Billy.
Just quitters. Billy Gunn.
Oh, yeah. No, but he's back. He's back.
Wesley is coming back, man, and Corey Jade as well.
Jimmy, if you're the only one in the chat, you need to be more. You need to be more there because I'm not seeing anything. It feels like we're talking to me and Mark are just talking together, which I don't mind. But like, I feel like we need someone, some feedback.
Again, I don't blame the LUMBERCHAT for when we have low attendance or low views. I blame the wrestling because it gave nobody. I need to hear people talk about this.
So he calls out Bron Breakker. He's got to tell him something. He tells him it was awesome what he did last week.
Yes, this is sick. This is sick. A man should be in jail for what he did. The match was over, and he decided to kill a man and commit murder. Baron Corbin goes on TV and say, "I approve of this murder," and yes, it was so awesome.
Marcus, but what was happening was Baron Corbin was hyping him up. Bron was getting hyped up with him, and then Bron decides to, "Nah, you're an idiot. I didn't do that to gain your approval. I did this because Bron put me through a table. I love the turmoil I created."
On the flip note of that, Baron Corbin thought he was doing that to impress him. Which I would admit, your ego is out of control. And then somehow this starts a beef.
Jimmy, just put them in. We will read them. We will stop what we're doing to read them.
Yeah. We start talking about the assassination of Von Wagner and the celebration of that.
It's a set, Marcus. Do you know when people die, rather than do a glum whole, "Oh, he's dead," I would like to celebrate life, and that's what they were doing.
Oh man, these two people were pieces of shit together. And it was amazing, and now they're feuding with each other. It was like, I can kill ass, and I was like, I don't think I need this unless he kills Baron.
He probably was like, "I don't care about your accomplishments," because Baron was going through all of them. There's only one thing left to do, and that's face off at No Mercy and just turn it into a slap fest. I didn't know the merger of UFC and WWE was going to turn into slap fight featuring Dana White.
Yeah, I didn't know that was coming back. I didn't know that was what the crossover was. Day one, we get slapping each other back and forth. The merger is complete. Shout out to the 2 giant title belts they put out there, and tragedy, Jamal wasn't able to take it. They had removed the titles before he had got there.
Yeah, that was like they did that first thing in the morning, and they were like, "Nah, we got to tidy up."
Yeah, let's get this out of here. It just seemed like a cool picture to take. I enjoyed the Adam Cole meme of Adam Cole standing next to 2 titles. This is actual footage. These titles are normal size.
Someone needs to Photoshop Max Mini wrestling Adam Cole, and then the Adam Cole being small whole thing is complete.
No one's asked for that, but yes.
No one's asked for that. Marcus, I still need to complete 1994 pay-per-views on the channel.
Oh, we still haven't did that? I thought we were done.
No, we got King of the Ring. We don't need to do SummerSlam because we already did SummerSlam. We do Survivor Series and that's it.
Okay. We will complete 1994 eventually. The greatest year in the history of wrestling, according to Manny.
It is.
I am going to put the greatest year, and I don't even know what year it is, but I'll say WrestleMania 17. It's the greatest year in wrestling history.
Marcus, if you need to prove that, we'll have to watch 12 pay-per-views.
Do we know? Do we?
Yes.
You goddamn right we will.
So moving on from that, we got Born. Jason. Is it Jason? I don't know. Matt. Something Born.
It's Matt Born. Matt.
Who's
Matt
partially
Jason
deaf.
Born.
Matt Born is partially deaf. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Versus Dempsey, Gulak, and Kemp. Miles. No, it's Miles. You said Matt. I actually wrote in the next line. Miles Born helps Gulak's team pick up the win.
Oh. Well, whatever. Who cares? He's Evan Bourne's younger brother. Whatever. He's Evan Bourne's younger brother, Jason Bourne's cousin. That's all I know. I was confused by this match and ending. I didn't understand
I didn't understand the point of it.
And then, I don't think the announcers or the audience saw the turn, and we were all confused and made dumber after
it. Chase U, they're concerned about Thea Hell. Thea stops sharing her location with Duke. Thea Hell and JC Jane get hit on, and one of the guys mocked Thea Hell, so they beat them up. And she asks for a makeover from JCJ.
Oh, this is getting serious.
Yeah, she's gonna become full baddie next week.
Yeah, and man, I have a question. Were they supposed to be in the back of NXT, or were they at a makeshift club? Because this could be a new location, the quote-unquote club of NXT.
I want to say it's a new club, but realistically, they could have gone to that bar.
Yeah, they have the WWE logo in the background, so I'm like, I don't know if this is a club or not. But looking forward to the makeover of Thea Hell, who's now smoking and doing drugs and having sex these days. JC's really destroying her life. That's all I want. I want her to be homeless at the end of the storyline. Like,
I want it to be Gigi Dolan. I want it to be Gigi Dolan by the end of this. Dana, your favorite thing from last week's NXT was Valkyria talking to Kalani Jordan, and then Dana Brooke getting pissed.
Yeah, so we get the match. Don't you teach my rookie anything. First of all, I'm not teaching your rookie shit. And I was like, I was like, what the fuck? What are you telling me? And so our match is happening.
So this match happens. Lyra just feels like she fell from the top rope because that splash had nothing on it other than it was like a sack of potatoes falling on someone.
It was like gravity just looked at her and went, no.
You know what
the worst rock splash.
You know when Maki Ito just does that drop of just like
yeah, she planks. Yeah, basically planks or down with the sleeping. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I call it a plank. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So she wins with that, and then Valkyria show her respect by shaking hands. They do, and then Kalani Jordan has to hold back Dana Brooke. Like Dana Brooke weighed nothing, and she was just like, "Nope, you're not going. You're not moving. You're not attacking her."
Yeah, stand back. Manny, you know how I said last week my favorite segment this week? I enjoy it even more with the Dana attempt to get the heat back because I was like, Dana's gonna attack after this handshake. And when she went for it and Kalani grabbed it, everybody knew you were gonna attack Dana. You're just not gonna. You already got your ass whooped once. It's not like trying to attack somebody after you got your ass whooped once to get your ass whooped the second time. Kalani saved her from an ass whooping.
See, this might be your favorite segment. My favorite segment is Eddie Thorpe.
No. It's my favorite. I forgot.
Eddie Thorpe is getting tired of Dijak and the way he moves, and he ain't letting it go. And then we cut to Dijak, who's in the forest. Asks if the spirit stop following it. And stop after he lost 2 in a row. And then we just see Dijak attacking a tree.
I died laughing at this. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is your sacred ground, huh? What? I start whipping that shit.
And then he talks like, I have to go.
great. It was so great. I remember dying laughing. And I was in Ryan, and I was like, I immediately said, and I totally forgot I was going to do this. Ryan, you got to get your camera, get your phone. I'm going to go whip a tree and send it to Manny and Aaron. And tell them this is what I think of them. And their second area. What the fuck? This may still happen for Saturday. Tune in Saturday for the show.
No, because you attack. You know for a fact a forest and a tree isn't my sacred area. You'd have to turn up to a bar and beat up a pint of beer if you were to offend me.
I'm not gonna whip a beer, Manny. How you like that shit? I don't know if this is building to a strap match or a match between Johnny Cage and Scorpion in the original Mortal Kombat The Forest. I don't know where we're going with this, but shout out to Dijak for having not only one of my favorite segments of telling his kid to get the hell out of here, but now whipping a tree is on the next level. Like, I thought he was saying, like, I'm going to disgrace your area. And he took off his belt. I thought he was about to take a shit. I thought he was originally going to take a shit. But I was like, no, it's even better. He whipped the tree.
Dirty Dom says he is the A champion. Mello says when he said that, it meant something completely different than the way he said it. Challenges him to a match. And Dom has to talk to Mami, who I believe is his agent now.
Agent, manager, lover, boss, pimp, all around pimp.
Trick offers his services to Mello to even out the numbers for their match next week. Mello says he's good. He respects that Trick is trying to do his own thing. Trick said he didn't mean it like that. Outside of the walls of NXT, it's still Trick Mello gang. So we can be all rest assured that they are still friends.
Yeah, there's going to be a betrayal coming. You didn't want me in your corner, man. You couldn't beat the Mad Dragon without me. But in the meantime, Wesley is quitting in the background.
Wesley is quietly quitting in the background, emptying his locker room, throwing things in the bit trash.
Yeah, I know the papers. I'm like, was that fan letters or the bills? I'm going to say it's bills because he ain't been to the pay window in a while. And when he was champion, he was racking up that dough. Now he's broke. It's like, fuck, let me throw these bills away.
And then we get Tyler Bate versus Axiom for the Heritage Month. The Metaphor, Marcus, are on Safari, and I think I saw the elephant.
Yes.
I think I saw the elephant.
When he showed up on that elephant, I went, Jesus Christ. I started laughing immediately as the metaphor were absolutely ridiculous. But him on the elephant with the telescope is so ridiculous that it was just like, this is the best faction in wrestling right now. This is the best faction in wrestling. And only one of them actually wrestles, or maybe two, or Mensa wrestles.
But the thing is, Ora Mensa just doesn't, but I don't feel, Ora Mensa looks like he's the top guy in this faction.
Yes.
Because the guy in the elephant, Noam Dar, does not look like he looks like he's trying to get in with the Metaphor.
Yeah, he's in that Sami Zayn, JD McDonough area of like, I'm just trying to be cool, and I came out in this elephant.
But he's the leader.
Yeah, he's the boss. The boss is the most ridiculous. I looked at the Safari Hunt. They all decided to wear fatigues and camouflage, but Jakari Mill was like, I'm going to be a cheetah. That's not what we're going for. You didn't have to be the cheetah.
The match itself was really good. Tyler picks up the win. Pete Dunne says him and Tyler go way back when they were when they were teenagers, and when he's back in NXT to once again prove that he's the baddest man in WWE.
So, Manny, you called him Pete Dunne. I'm gonna call him Pete too because Butch don't act that same. I guess Butch is on meds because he was acting like this.
But Pete Dunne hit his Prozac.
Yeah, like, oh, he's back on that. He's back on that shit. He's back on his meds because he was very sane in that interview.
And then the sad
really
thing,
good match.
The sad thing happened where Joe Gacy and Ava Raine have to realize that the tree is rotten, it has withered away, and they are more isolated than ever before. Because bye the dyad.
Yeah, the dyad are gone, the contracts are up, and I feel it's been a trade. Jade Cargil for the dyad. Matt Riddle soon to be released would be the talent to remain later in this deal. And Edge for CM Punk, but you said Punk was fired, so therefore no trade was made. And they need to stop calling themselves a tree because you never know if Dyad it's like whipping Ava.
Marcus, I fully believe that was the tree Dijak took apart.
This is one way to wrestle a broomstick is get it before it becomes a broomstick and beat the trees. Someone has to go out there and say this is ridiculous. Like, no one can film that in a straight face. There's no way. And that was like, good job at the end of that shit of whipping the tree.
And people have the nerve to tell me Shawn Michaels is sober and clean. That is not television of a sober man. That is television of someone that's on cocaine that thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, Manny, NXT this week may have been written by somebody cocaine. One, you had the celebration of a murder. You had a man on an elephant. You had a man whipping a tree. Oh. It's just all the shit you had. Whatever's going on, Thea and JC. This was a cocaine. This is a fever dream of cocaine. And it's why NXT is the #1 show. And my favorite thing about NXT this week, Betty, highest rated show they've ever had in years.
And do you know what, Marcus? Do you know what the funny part? The funny part about this is 1 million people in America minimum, because obviously these ratings don't reflect every household. So minimum 1 million people have watched a grown man chop up a tree.
Well, look, that's a man's man right there. He put the tree in a belt. I had a saw, an axe, or whatever, a saw. Boy.
The Creeds take on Edris and Malik. The Creeds make quick work of them, and then everyone wants a piece of the Creeds. Roxanne gets called out for causing chaos in the women's locker room by Elektra and Lola Vice. Roxanne says the chaos is inevitable here. Lola says your little attitude is gonna get into trouble, and when she's done with her, she's gonna enter the breakout tournament and win. All right, okay, yeah. Lola.
Oh, I want to add that I believe everything that Lola and Elektra Lopez said about Roxanne, because it looked like she was causing up more trouble with her and her hoes in the corner. I don't know who she was talking to. Those were not wrestlers. They were just random people, and she's always surrounded by them. I'm just saying.
And then we get Nathan Frazier versus Akira Tozawa. Frazier wins. Joe Coffey says he was the favorite in this tournament, and he's the only one. And the only one standing in his way is the guy that can't fuck, and he's going to slap him about next week. Duke says if he beats him next week, it's going to be a 3-way tie for the top of Group B. When he wins next week, he's going to add a new nickname other than the dude that can't fuck. He will be the spoiler.
Not even calling Duke Hudson by his name anymore. Just the dude that can't fuck.
Does he deserve his name? Does he deserve his name?
Nah, I agree. Duke, I can't fuck.
The Lord will giveth and the Lord will taketh away.
All right. Are we at the main event yet? The show's gone long.
Yeah, it has. Tiffany Stratton versus Becky Lynch. Tiffany may have lost, but Becky made her look amazing. The Swanton Marcus is on par with Kevin Owens. Look at this. Perfection.
Look at that. The strengthness of the art. Oh my God.
Perfection.
I'm really proud of this. Yeah. Jeff Hardy can't do the Swanton anymore, but it's the way it used to look like that. Back arch, everything. Nailed it.
Becky hits the manhandle slam after Tiffany misses with the prettiest moonsault ever, and then becomes the new NXT Women's Champion, completing the cycle for women of being a Grand Slam champion, winning it all.
Yep. Bailey would tweet out, "Finally, you did this," and then she said, "Oh yeah. It took me this long, but it's as long as you take it to get the WrestleMania main event." Which I went, "Hey, that's below the belt. That's below the belt."
Yeah, and then I posted that in the mid-card mess, and everyone's liking it. I don't understand why. It's not that deep.
It was a burn. It was a burn. I was shocked Becky won this title. I thought it was going to be shenanigans that led to Bakersfield, but apparently Becky's on her way to Bakersfield to probably get the rematch with this. I'm assuming.
Bakersfield, she's losing that title to Jade Cargil.
I don't think Jade Cargil showing up in the crowd or doing something in the attendance there.
I mean, they haven't done that in a very long time, having someone sat in the crowd at an NXT event like this. Is a new person.
Yeah, it's a new person. Oh my God, it's Ghana. Oh, it's Keith Lee. Oh, Drew McIntyre is here in the crowd. You know, Samoa Joe. You know, I missed that about the Black and Gold. That was the main thing I missed. Where you'd be like, oh, who's going to be in the crowd this week? Oh, it's someone I do not know who I care about. Some random person.
Yeah, so do you know what? NXT was a very enjoyable show for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. This might be my favorite NXT show of the year.
It's the highest rated NXT show in 3 years.
Yeah. They have a chance to actually beat Dynamite this week.
I mean, they have. I don't think that many people. Dynamite's probably going to pull in the regular 800, 900 that normally gets.
Yeah, and you know, just pulled in 850. They may actually either tie or come close to Dynamite this week. And you know, if I'm Dynamite, I'm going like, what the fuck? We have Bryan Danielson. We have Jon Moxley. They have a man on an elephant and Becky Lynch. A man was whooping a tree in a pizza this week.
You know, you don't deserve to be a wrestling company if that beats you this week.
Yeah. NXT beat you this week with the bullshit they threw out there this week. They didn't put wrestling on the show, goddammit. They threw all this bullshit at us.
I think Dana Brooke is having the best moments in her career right now on NXT.
Honestly, these are the most memorable moments. Her being basically a soccer mom, essentially a crazy soccer mom is her gimmick.
Yeah.
Support. Gimmicks I didn't think I have me cheer for. Tony Storm, Roddy Strong, Christian's the Daddy Chaser, and now Soccer Mom Dana Brooke. These are the gimmicks of 2023.
Well, and of course, Dijak showing a tree justice.
Dijak justice.
It's just taking Florida law to a whole new meaning.
I didn't realize whipping a tree is what white people did to scare people of color. Yeah. White people whip this tree.
Oh no, he's upsetting the spirits.
You know, I'm at the point where I need to call Keith Lee to take down Dijak again. The man's out of control.
Keith, you need to get out of your contract. Dijak's out of control.
Dijak's out of control. We need to do something. Or AEW, can we make a deal to keep Dijak in line so we can have Keith Lee and him go at it one more time? It's out of control.
Yeah, so that's this week's show. I really enjoyed NXT more than AEW this week. I think I enjoyed NXT more than both that Raw, and I'll probably enjoy that more than SmackDown. Damn it.
Man, just blow us up. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you froze and it blinked, and I was like, you stopped talking. I was like, I don't think I have internet connection anymore. I don't know what I'm using.
I can still hear you, but I've been Lord Manny Hayes. He's been Marcus the Grand Finale. Like the video and subscribe. We'll be back this Saturday with Eric the Hater for the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. We out. Bye, bitches.
Bye.
I'm Shotzi Black.